Hello, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you find this content helpful, informative, or entertaining, please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing to the channel. For those of you that have been following along, welcome back. Thanks for helping the channel grow. We'll continue with our Fresh Dweller character. Having completed all the associated responder quests here in Flatwood, now it's time for some exploration of the town and some selective looting. If you're new to Fallout 76, I urge you to take the time to thoroughly read through all of the lore that I will most likely skip quickly through today in this episode. So, here we are at the Red Rocket, where we've scrapped our junk and put it in our stash box. Now to check our status as we've been playing along, can go to our effects and you can see that we, while are well fed, are no longer vault fed, and we're only partially hydrated. So at this point of the game, it's a good idea to get those perks going again. Let's run back to the church where there's a nice bed where we can be fully rested, and we'll cook up some grub so that we are fully fed and hydrated. And we will begin searching the town. So here we have some nice clean beds. And we'll give our Fresh Dweller a little rest. Might have been a good idea to have tried to remove a few rads before we did this, but when we eat we'll gain some of those rads back, so that'd probably be just as good a time as any to take a little rad away. Alright, here we go. Now let's look at our food items. And we'll see some of my old favorites. The brain fungus soup for some increased intelligence. Some chicken noodle soup. Some corn soup for help with AP regen. Some carrot soup for additional perception. And at this point we just need a little bit to drink. We should have some purified water, but we also have some Brahmin milk. So let's use that for its sours to not only help our thirst, but remove some rads. Got a little tongue-tied there. Now one thing I do like to do is I like to sort my foods by spoilage. There we go. How about that potato crisp? Only give us 1 rad. Tons of purified water. So if we check our stats now, we see that we are not only well rested, which gives us the XP bonus, got our brain fungus soup going, carrot soup, and chicken noodle soup, and corn soup, all for about 30 minutes we'll be getting those bonuses. So let's get moving. This first house after the gas canister, that'll give us some oil. There's a leather chest that we can scrap and hopefully get a mod, which usually here's a good plan. Pocketed. Oh, that's going to come in super helpful. That was a great find. Usually in this little area you can find some mods and or recipes, especially on this shelf or that shelf. Then we have Dilbert's recipe for Appalachia chili. And we have this little armor bench. We'll come back to that, but right now let's see if we get a mod out of this. Nope. Darn. It's always worth a try. Oh, and I always like to check the mailbox. There we go. The Colonel letting us know that the water is unsafe for drinking unless boiled thoroughly. Where have we heard that before? The paint is good because it has lead in it, which used to be a high value scrap item. Don't do that much anymore just because bullet ammo is so plentiful now. We really don't have to worry about crafting ammo as much as we did at the beginning. You have this little garage here. Really not much going on there, but then you have this house. And we have Scott Shepard, so we can read his reminders real quick. You can see that he was one of the responders based on what he's wearing. Set up a trap for who knows who. We'll take his stuff. Pipe revolver we can scrap. That's great. I'm going to leave all of that. Battery, very heavy, but good source of lead. I'm going to leave that. And we'll get some info on Scott Shepard later. We also get the Who Goes There Part 2, which is I'm going to go ahead and stop that real quick. There we go. Because that's Who Goes There Part 2. Be more interesting to learn the history of Part 1. So there was Delbert's trailer house, which we've already looted. Have this little house. We have this area of the well. We ran up here just real quickly to grab some water, but you can see there's also some wild plants here. And a mole rat. See various planting things in here in this shed. Get some fertilizer, which we were going to want to take because you will need some fertilizer to start planting. A beautiful garden gnome. Great decorations for your camp later. And then down the street you have this area of tents where we'll find some resting ghouls as well as some rad stag. So let's see, sometimes if you don't to wake up, you're not going to get, there we go. You're not going to get any of the scrap from them. I'm going to leave that walking cane. Ah! Don't know where that came from. Don't need a tea kettle. We'll sell that hat. That is a melee weapon. I don't really find much use for it. Got another ghoul sleeping over here. Let's see. Hey, wake up, buddy. We want your goodies. Oh. Should have taken that opportunity to a Nuka-Cola. That's good. See what he's got to offer. A wooden spoon. Not much. But fishing rods are great because they do have gears. So that's a good scrap item. Duct tape. Alright, we will need that duct tape. One of the things that we'll do before, I probably didn't need those scissors, don't need that glass. Things we'll do before we leave town, now that we are level 5, is that we will craft some new weapons and armor. Take that lantern, it's good for oil. Take the pencil, it's good. We'll need all the, oh, a bobby pin, that's fantastic. Anyone who's followed along knows how I go through bobby pins. We're going to need that hide because we'll need the leather. So let's get some of this wood. We'll need this for cooking as well as crafting. And this tent yields nothing. All right. So let's head back into town. And that should really be all of the shooting that we'll need to do. If you venture further down this street, we'll probably trigger the fertile soil daily quest. We're not ready for that yet. So let's run back into town. And we'll start on this high street. That's what I'll call it. I'm going to leave the wooden spoon. Don't need the plastic. As you can see, there's a lower street that the church street. Another battery where we did need lead. Let's see what's in this toolbox. Oh, a cap. Flip lighter is good. Getting more moot fruit. Now, one thing I do want to call attention to is there are these daily and weekly quests or challenges. These would be the dailies, craft an alcoholic beverage. And then the weeklies is harvest a wild plant or fungi. Well, it would be really easy in this location to start doing that, as we have lots of wild plants growing here. Probably should have, we'll run down probably off camera and grab all those that I passed back there. Some concrete, we'll need that to begin crafting our first base. I do pass on all the soot flowers because their tea is not as good as the soups. And I'll explain that a little more in depth here in a minute. But one of the things is, let's say you eat something that gives you a +2 to your endurance. But then after that, if you follow up and eat something that gives you a 1+ to your endurance, then that is the bonus that you'll go with. So they do not stack. And as a matter of fact, that can be detrimental if you eat or drink something with a lower bonus. So just something to keep in mind. Take that for the silver. And we find one of our first survivor stories, so we'll listen to this.
Ah, hello, person in the distant future. Dasa had told us these tapes would be used as historical records someday. Pretty nifty. So, my name is Miguel Caldera.
And we will learn more about Miguel.
My story begins in an office.
And we'll actually meet up with him. That we'll use that hide.
Special, you see.
We'll meet up with him at Morgantown Airport.
I used to stare out that window by the coffee machine and think, shucks, I wish I could leave this job and hike in the woods every day. I dream about walking the Appalachian Trail, setting up camp wherever I liked, and traveling with close friends. Dreams kept me going. And, well,
have some things up there on that.
Just like anybody else. I wasn't in a vault, so
let's hop on up.
You know, I had to figure it all out too.
And we find another...
Responders found me. I had a little campsite, some supplies. I hacked a Protectron to guard me while I slept, but I miss people. I did. It's been alright, you know? The apocalypse and all. I know that seems weird, but I have freedom now. I can actually help people. I even met somebody. A volunteer who delivers supplies. Imagine that, right? Even when you think everything is over, it's not. It goes on. I mean, it's awful too. You know, don't get me wrong. All the people dead and hurt. But those are things beyond my control. So, you know, I'm making the best of it. These days, I'm important. People treat me like I matter because, well, there's so few of us. You know, we can't afford to think otherwise. So for all you future people, just know that we lived through something horrible. But we did it. Somehow, we're alive. And if you're hearing this, then, well, I guess at least some of us made it, right? So hey, chin up, kiddo. You'll be okay. Okay?
Okay. And here we see the Colonel. Now, we heard his story earlier. So here's an older Colonel.
Boy, it's been like 10 years since I did one of these. Dasa said
10
she
years
lost my
older to
original
be.
one, though. Bummer.
Didn't
My
lose
name
it.
is
We
Colonel,
found it
so, hey,
in the chapel.
hi. Let's see. Bombs fell when I was a kid. My dad died in the war, you know, so this is all pretty normal. My story is, I guess, boring. So Dasa found me when I was 13 or so. He brought me the responders, taught me everything. I became a volunteer. It was great. For the past 5 years, I've been a responder myself. I help kids who lost their families.
We take that for the oil.
Trained. Just act like a big brother. Every year we find fewer people, though, so... I don't know. Things are not good out there. Just...
See a suitcase and a...
simple food and water is tough.
So it is kind of a trick, but let's see if we can get up there. There we go. Take that rat poison for the lead. Hey, there's some pre-war money.
So anyway, maybe in 10 years, Dasa will ask me to do another one of these survivor stories.
Flip lighter. It's good stuff. Some corn.
Peace, Appalachia.
All right. Peace out, Colonel. So they're at this mechanics. So I kind of call that the car repair house right there. And we have a little further out. And it seems like there's a rad roach up here sometimes. Here at the bus stop. Oh, I hear him. Where are you? There you are. There's some mole rats. Oh, I hear another rad roach. And up here on this obviously patriotic house, you run up here and turn this off real quick. Oh, turn it off. There we go. Here's Who Goes There Part 1. We'll listen just for a few
Welcome
minutes.
back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where
So
myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Tonight's episode, Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods, is brought to you by Sugar Bombs, the breakfast cereal with explosive great taste, and
Okay, that's enough of that. But I encourage you to listen to, there are 3 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3. Here we have the corpse of Willie Mae. You can listen to her survivor story.
I pressed the button. Hush. I think it's recording now. Shush. Hello? Hello there? Oh, I think it's working. I hate these things. This is Willie Mae, and I was asked to talk a bit about my life since the war to help educate future children someday. I think that's nice. I thought I'd just watch my programs and entertain the grandkids in my retirement.
Now we'll go back
But
along the
that
other side of the
didn't
high
turn out
street.
to be the case. I'm
You
just
see leads
glad
to
we
that
all made it to the vault in time.
bridge there.
You see, when I saw it in a dream,
This is an important spot.
I knew my prayers were answered.
This trailer house here, lots of
My
goodies.
husband Frank used to work in the mines. Just a bit before the war, there was news of tremors, and he didn't come home. I don't know what happened to him or why he never came home for sure. And between you and me, I'm fine
Oh.
with that. Since
You'd
the war,
lockpick one.
I've just read my old newspapers and listened to music. It's very peaceful for once, which is just right nice by me. You ever hear of the
Now, we don't get to
Times
pick up the-
Atomic lottery? The winner got 10 years worth of Blamco
This is the
magazine,
house of
some
Jeremiah
salt,
Ward.
Murray
Let's go
steak,
ahead and read that.
and Nuka-Cola, of course. I played that lottery for 20 years, and I finally won the month before the war. It lasted only 8 years, though. But who can you complain to? By the time it ran out, I had heard the responders' radio broadcast, so I went out to find them and get supplies. Bless their hearts. Well, I'm going home now. For a bit anyways.
So we see
I
him
turned the
mourning
thing off.
Mia.
Blast these things.
You have this little
Not this button.
shrine here.
One. Oh, oh, here it is.
I'm going to take some spices, some salt, some squirrel bits, the soap for the oil, cutting board for the wood, but Bowie knife. Again, if you are playing a melee character, here's lots of good. And leave the bread box. Oh, I didn't mean that empty. I do want that lamp. Nothing here. We did get some good weapons to scrap. And, oh. I can't believe that took 2 shots. You can see we're a bit, I get smoking in the shower. Uh-oh. Here, telltale signs of another player. We can sell all these cigarettes. The cleaner is good for acid. And I did get that ammo box, yeah. Alright. have this little storefront building here. Drugstore. Nothing to do there. So that's pretty much the extent of the high street. I can't run right now because I'm overloaded, but as you recall, we'll have a weapons bench down at the church where we will scrap. Or right here, I'm sorry. Alright. I do not want to scrap the stuff that I'm going to sell, which is why I did not sell those. See if we get a mod out of this. Yay, good deal. And could get a mod out of the sickle. Didn't. Some valuable silver. I get the toys because, as you see, there's lead and a screw. We'll need that for when we build our upgraded weapons. Alright. That lightens the load significantly.
Make yourself at home. I did.
Thanks. Will do. Now we'll go down the lower road. We've already explored the church. As a matter of fact, now we have the building across the way here. There's lots in here. There's recipe. I'm going to leave those empty bottles. Leave that pool rack. So again, we'll give the Porta Diner a chance. Nope, not happening. Not going to turn on the jukebox right now. We'll go behind the counter real quick. It's a nice note there, free cooking lessons. Here on the counter we find Who Goes There, another Who Goes There Part 1. A full beer. Is that a clipboard I see? And a pencil. Score. I'm going to leave all that. Really have enough iron. I'm going to take the pepper. Now this is a 01 lock refrigerator, but it is worth your time. Because inside we find this guy.
Help! Someone please help me! Please let me out! Please! Please! I'm begging you! Don't leave me here! Please!
Logging onto this terminal just gives you the same information that you got from Dilbert's. Scale is good for the spring.
Yeah. You want chems? My life savings. I'll tell you where it is.
He's going to tell us about a valuable
Go to the
chem
graveyard
stash.
behind the church. The rightmost grave. Stand on it. Walk directly across the river. Halfway up the hill. There's a small clearing. My savings are in an old stump. A little bit off the right, I swear.
So
Please. Don't leave me here, please. I'm begging you, please.
we have this little vignette here. Got a bowler hat, teddy bear, and Tabitha's story. You can learn about Tabitha,
Just talking to this?
who I assume left that
I'm allowed to
for
know?
us.
Okay. Hi.
And out here on the
What me to
roof,
say exactly?
find an expired settler with no goodies.
Yeah,
Across
so
the
just
top
talk about how
here.
you got here and maybe a little bit about your life. This is a historic document. Go ahead, Tabitha.
We see a responder stuffed in a trash can.
Oh, well, thanks.
Sometimes there's some
Okay.
goodies in there. Nope, he's
I've been
empty-handed.
sober for 9 days.
Here's the back of
I
the
got there
kitchen
9 days ago.
and the back way.
My name is Tabitha.
You see that there is at one time a
and
possum
this is my
here.
story.
Here's the other side of the
I
roof.
just found out about everything. The war, the bombs, I
And this ladder.
just realized this was
Oh.
really happening.
Sorry, no way to go up the ladder.
For years,
Just in
I
case you
thought
were wondering.
cats were playing tricks with my mind, hurting my brain. Thought it was the worst trip ever.
So we see you got a room for rent.
Every time I'd come out of my haze long enough to look for food, I'd
This building,
find more
here's the
chems,
gun
and
shop right across the street
well,
from the church.
they kept going. And I kept seeing.
And again, sometimes there's mods here, so look for those as well as a weapons workbench. So here's the weapons
I would've
workbench right across from the church.
Wandering around.
And remember that
fighting
the
giant
armor
rats
workbench
and
is right next to the church.
for the
We'll return to
responders there.
those.
They're good folks. That doc in the church, got me some meds that are helping out a lot.
Note for the wayward.
And they have group therapy meetings, and it's good. It's good. I think it's helping.
And here we have what's kind of become the meeting hall. Looks like it used to be a funeral home.
You should avoid the mountains. They'll just get you mixed
She
up.
can
Get you doing things you don't want to do.
get that pencil, that fan.
Hurting people mostly. And there are so many chems up there. I spent too long there, and
So we hear that she's something of a recovering raider.
I couldn't.
Take that pencil. You can read the guest book if you wish.
Remember what we said in the group? Take your Addictol and rest, and things will be okay soon. It's okay. We're here for you.
Positive messages
Yeah.
from some of the residents. I'm going to take that bubble gum.
When I feel better, I'm going.
And here's some
Getting out of this
remembrances.
place. Getting out, getting away from the chems, all of this. I feel better.
Dealing
every
with
day,
survivor's
but,
guilt.
You know, years of chems, years of rads, years of sleeping in the mud. It adds
And in this small casket,
up. Yeah,
see there is a body.
I'm gonna get back to sleep now.
A little creepy.
Okay. Thanks for sharing your story, Tabitha. Get some
Nobody
sleep.
got around to burying
You're
this
okay. You're safe now.
person. Survivor. I was going to say survivor, but clearly no longer a survivor. So that's it for the meeting hall. Back to the street. There's the church. You have this yellow house. Nothing really there, although I will check the mailbox. Oh, well worth it. But next door you have this also supplies. Check this area out. Again, another weapons workbench and a mod. That's what the probably most useless mod of all, the barbed walking cane mod. I'll take the yardstick just for the wood. And a bag of chlorine. Scrap. See if we get a mod out of this. Yay, that was a good one. Again, this chicken, get the spring from that scale, and you get screws and gears from the office fans. That's why I always take those. I keep that teddy bear just because. And then you have the last house out of town here. Where we kind of get the last of our survivor stories. And here we see Sophie Yates. We can hear her take on the responders.
Great. Hello, survivors of this garbage dump. I'm Sophie, and this is my stupid survivor story. This dumb shit go. Oh yeah. Before the bombs, I was a librarian, and now I can read everything all the time. Whee! Look at me! I'm lucky.
I don't know why it's not letting us pick up. Oh, there we go. Bag of fertilizer.
No. Maybe it was one of those farmers who prepared for the end times. Some sort of religious thing. Yeah.
See if it'll let us milk
right.
this Brahmin.
No, I got it.
There we go. Got some Brahmin milk.
I was a sweet little kid and lived off some cat food containers in a super duper mart for months near my parents' rotting carcasses.
Obviously traumatized youth.
Nobody came. Nobody. I learned how to deal. You should too. The responders are a joke. Nobody helps anybody anymore. Get a grip.
So let's sell some stuff.
If you're not a total idiot, you get out of this dump before the responders get you killed. Leave the sick behind. We're better off.
Sell these explosives.
Whiny babies can stay here and play make-believe, but anyone with half a brain will go up to the mountains and drop the dead weight. Delbert already tried to stop me. Sorry. To say nobody will be around to teach you how to eat shit now, Flatwoods. Bye, suckers. Love always, Sophie.
Lots of love from Sophie. Go ahead and sell some of these. We're not going to be using any Rad-X for a while. We're not going to have to worry about.
You're here, why not grab a stim back? Or
And I'm going to go ahead and sell this right away. It's pretty easy to come across. The diluted's what we'll use for most part. Love. Never can have enough bobby pins. I think I'll go ahead and buy some more.
that overseer lady said more people would be coming. It's nice to meet you.
Alright, well it's nice to meet you too. Oh, more scrap has regenerated. Fantastic. Love the scrap. And now to hello fellow player. To upgrade what we got going on. So first, things first, let's go ahead and scrap our junk. And It's now safe to scrap our weapon. Yes, scrap it. Maybe get a mod. We did. And now it's time to craft. So the first thing I'm going to craft, and I recommend you craft, is a pipe pistol. That's going to ask you, now that we're level 5, we can create a level 5 pipe pistol. Now let's mod this guy up. Let's see what mods we get. And that leveled us up to 6, which is great. And I can fix the mistake that I made earlier. Let's see what we get out of our perk pack. Come on, please be a pick lock. No. Darn it. Well, remember we need to put that point into charisma so we can use our Lone Wanderer card. And we want to filter, we want to get that lockpick card. It's an agility. Thought level 5. Thought we got pick lock 1. No, I don't want new. Okay, there's all the strength cards. Traveling Pharmacy is a good one to get because we will be carrying lots of chems. I recommend getting the cards that reduce what you carry, such as Bandolier, Traveling Pharmacy, Pack Rat, rather than trying to add to your strength or use the Sturdy Back perk. There's the pick lock card that we want. And let's see. Yes, we can't do Pack Rat yet. But we can, let's see. Lead Belly, that'll help us. Can now use our Lone Wanderer card. And we did get a luck card, so we might as well equip that. Now let's see if we can modify our pipe pistol. Instead of a standard receiver, get a hardened receiver. See if we get a long barrel. We just get the standard grip. We just get the standard magazine at this point. Let's put on some reflex sights. And we're not going to get a suppressor or any other muzzle at this point. So yay, we now have that going for us. Now let's go back to this armor workbench. Luckily it's broad daylight now.
Or maybe I'm hers. I'm not sure.
And at this point, let's go ahead and scrap our level 1 armor. Hopefully we can get it. And not a single mod. Well, that kind of sucked. But let's begin the crafting process. So we can now do a level 5. Alright, now let's mod this stuff up. I think that we did wind up getting a pocketed mod. I'm not going to put any paint on. Yay, we did get the pocketed mod, so that will help with carry weight. You see, we're almost out of adhesive.
Chloe's my pet. Or maybe I'm hers. I'm not sure.
Now we should be able to do, here, let's go ahead and make sure that we can get this up to boiled. There we go, add pocketed. And we are out of adhesive. Darn it. So we'll leave the video for now. Again, if you're enjoying these, I do appreciate you following along. I have posted some 100 videos of Fallout 76 walkthroughs, and I try to update them as the game changes. Also, for those of you who have been following along and subscribed, I do appreciate it. The channel has grown to such an extent that I'll soon be able to offer a super subscription to those of you who are interested. So please note the poll that I sent out to my current subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, please take a moment to do so. It really helps the channel, and hit that notification button so that you can be notified as new videos get added to the channel, not just for Fallout 76, but Fallout 4, Starfield, Outer Worlds, and other games that I'll be following. Thanks again.